this to clear up, let me tell you.
Yeah, we're hoping you're feeling better soon, Karen. In any case,
Good.
hi everybody. Hi everybody. Ooh,
Hello.
I'm hearing a doubling from somebody. Who is
Hello.
a doubling from somebody? Who is a
Not
doubling?
me.
Oh, it's
Not
me.
me.
Oh, haha, it's me. I'm so good at my job. Okay, it's now fixed. It wouldn't be one of these streams if I didn't personally have tech problems at the start of this thing,
it's
right?
usually, like, I pulled up the Astrobot one just because it went on my YouTube notifications, and, like, you're silent for, like, a lot of it.
I am. I forgot to turn my microphone on for the first 35 minutes of that one. Yes, thank you.
My favorite part was that it took chat kind of a long time.
Because you were playing and, like, it wasn't...
Yeah, because I was
That's
sitting there with my
like-
tongue out, right?
Yeah.
Like a little kid playing Astrobot. Astrobot was so good.
think,
In any
yeah,
case, everybody please cast your eyes down to the lower right of the window and welcome Jordan Stokes, who's joining us today.
Yay.
Thank you, Jordan, for joining us.
Wait.
Thank you so much for
I'm, like,
having me.
looking at
I'm
stream. I
very...
have to go this way.
That's right. Yeah, you must point down and left with your hands to make it go
Yeah.
to the down and right part of the window. Welcome to the mirrored universe that is broadcasting.
Mirror universe. Uh-oh.
I'm now going to cast us this way to my right, everyone else's left, where we'll pop into our little slots. I'm going to start our game, and the reason it's not up on scene 1 is because when you start a new profile, it immediately starts the game. And so I'm just going to try and do that as soon as possible. I will connect it to Discord and to the stream right now. But I didn't want to be in the middle of everything while that was happening, so that we can have a shot, at least, at seeing some of the introduction of this thing. So, let's load Echoes of Wisdom.
Yay. I have 3 beverages tonight. What's wrong with me?
Pass one through the monitor, please, because I don't have anything.
Well,
I may get
one
up
of
in a
them's
minute.
tea in my boo mug, because tis the season.
Tea. Cheers, tea.
And one of them is key lime LaCroix. And then the last one is Cider Boys Pumpkin Spice. Because I'm basic.
Before Karen leaves, I must say I do have a Negroni. Cheers, Karen.
Yay!
Conference Negroni.
I look forward to alcohol again.
All right. As usual.
Are we gonna? I just interrupted you. But I want to say, are we gonna introduce why we believe and know, I suppose, that Jordan is an expert guest based on prior.
Absolutely.
Yes. So amongst folks who attend the North American Conference on Video Game Music with some regularity, Jordan's talk on Link's Awakening is pretty well known in that community for just being the best. And so when we had the next top-down format Zelda game, which as you can all see, now that I'm Link running around, despite the advertisement that you play as Zelda, you do start as Link.
Oh,
and
Julian's mad.
This is the same engine as the Switch remake of The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening.
It's like a Playmobil set.
And so if you get under the hood, as it were, an unintended pun, because Link is wearing a hood right now. I feel very intelligent all of a sudden. Then you will discover it has the same flaws and the same quirks. But it is not doing, in
Zelda
terms
theme,
of
sorry.
artistic development, it is not doing very many of the same things, which I think is really quite fun. In terms of working with our own memory of the Zelda franchise, as Jordan spoke to in his chat on Link's Awakening. But I want to get forward with the game, so as long as my co-host can see it on Discord and hear it, I'm going to start moving forward.
We can.
Okay.
What?
I really like the look of the hood for Link, by the way.
This track is great. Based on what I've already heard, it is mixing Link and Zelda's motifs.
Yes.
There you go. Next one. Oh, and that's the first
vibrato, very wow.
full-throated
vibrato. That is like
thematic.
It's like Zelda 2 vibrato.
Jen, as far as if Nakvagum will offer hybrid options again, I suspect yes. Dana's the co-host for that, so...
Oh, yes. And the conference is being hosted at Case Western Reserve University, and they are extremely techy and wired. So we know that, like, the rooms themselves are very well set up for that. So yes, absolutely there will be hybrid options. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get myself together. And maybe you all can just, like, harass me to follow through. I really want to do for the recital accordion, since I won't have to travel too far with it. I want to bring my accordion.
Yay!
And do some of that. But I'm hoping it can not just be like solo accordion, which like I can play Cass's theme fine, but
right.
I would like to actually partner up with a few local musicians that I love. So, and I'm seeing one of them tomorrow, so I can hopefully.
This track, by the way, reminds me more than anything else of the castle music from Breath of the Wild. When you arrive to Hyrule Castle and you kind of
I was gonna say that it's like a mixture of all of that.
The only triumphant moment in that entire game, because it's such a minimalist soundtrack.
They're like, what if every single song that was in Zelda happened right now in the beginning? They're really front-loading motivic material here.
This is a game that assumes you are familiar with the Zelda franchise. This is not a first Zelda game.
I always love that topic of conversation because we did that with Final Fantasy VII remake / rebirth.
Really
is the only the 3 weeks that we did those games. Talking about how a game might assume a fan base versus just like a player base.
Right.
The winds though.
Yeah, and it is a nice mixture of the main Zelda theme and Zelda's Lullaby here as we approach. As we climb the stairs, what do we start hearing? Right, I purposely paused here.
Ganon!
It's also interestingly similar to the beginning of Tears of the Kingdom in that you get fully powered up Link for just a minute.
Yes. And there's been a lot of talk. There is a way, we will not do it on stream because it takes 90 minutes to set up. But there is a way to retain fully powered Link on the overworld of this game. That is unintended, causes a glitched environment state, but it's still fun.
I mean, fun, but also we're finally playing a Zelda.
Well, what's really fascinating about that is fully powered masculine combat Link, if you will. Because the mechanics of Zelda, which we'll get to shortly, work very differently, is not good in this overworld. You need Zelda's abilities, not Link's.
Yeah. Jordan, I really like your
we will not be
suspenders and your
spoiling
hat.
the endgame stuff, so don't worry about having not finished this tonight.
I feel it coordinates so nicely.
Thank you so much. I like the fascinator you got.
Thank you. Yeah. I decorate with them, and then I just pluck one off the mantle and put it on my head for the day.
Oh, do they do the Wind Waker thing? Or is that just in the music?
What Wind Waker thing?
Oh no, I think that was the music. The orchestra hit when you hit?
No, I don't think they do that here.
Yeah, it's just right here in the music. Okay. Cute,
I'm
though.
playing very aggressively because I know how this fight works, and I'm essentially immune to this Link. I have way more health than I need.
Yeah.
And I want to get through this
fully powered.
quickly.
Zelda's doing stop in the name of love.
What I will say is the character controller for Link feels incredible still. Just like it does in the Switch remake of Link's Awakening.
Sorry.
I do wish, not because I don't want to play as Zelda. I've been wanting that for half of my life. But I do wish there was another top-down Link game to play around with, because the character remains really cute and fun.
Yeah. He's a little patootie. Goodbye. Get out of here.
Julian doesn't think so. Julian's like, get wrecked, Link.
Seen enough of you. Yeah, very relatable.
1 point for feminism.
We love an Abyss King. Yeah, look at her girl bossing her way out of this crystal.
You do that. I'm jumping.
I love it.
Here I am, Lord.
Is it I, Lord, who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls?
Every time, every single time.
And
Every
it
time.
turns out that because this is a Nintendo game after all, Zelda controls miraculously well. Also, like the feeling. I know Julian cares about like the vibe. How does it work under your hands? Feel. The game feel of this is spectacular.
That little like fluty fanfare was adorable.
It was so cute. Yeah, we need to talk cuteness. Audio-visual cuteness. We have felt cute literally here.
Yeah.
I believe to also help.
And
it's adjacent to cozy.
In Jordan's own words, this is child's toy Zelda, right?
Yes.
And it really gives me
Playmobil table, vibes. Like on a table or on the floor. Yeah.
What's wild to me is this is not a cutscene. I have to do this. It's hard.
Okay.
And this moment is actually failable, though I'm going to try my best to not do that on stream. And you kind of have to be good. Again, this is not a first Zelda game.
Look at her, how cute she is, though.
Yeah.
She could use some pants.
You'll notice that when she jumps, she doesn't do a somersault so as to avoid anything indelicate, right?
Yeah.
Right. She also.
This is why you gotta wear like leggings underneath.
A third of the height that Link jumps as well.
I always wear shorts underneath all dresses.
Yeah. It's like just a matter of course, right?
You never know when you're gonna have to like lead a parade, you know?
Or have a Marilyn Monroe like grate under you, you know?
Or
which
escape from a rift.
also happened in New Orleans, which might have happened in New Orleans too.
Yeah.
I really like this.
Yeah, Julian had to lead a parade in New Orleans. It was amazing.
It's happening right now.
Yes. Is this where the name of the game's gonna happen?
Yeah, this is our title card.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty.
Oh.
Purdy.
Maria.
And I love, somebody mentioned it either in the chat or one of you gave it voice. There's a slight homage to the Breath of the Wild expansive motive right there that says this world is large now. It's not
like, can't
the
you wait
8x8
to jump
screen
in
of Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening might be 12 by 12.
Is she getting arrested?
It's a grid. No, she's being escorted back to the palace.
Okay, arrested, escorted, you know.
Getting arrested.
It's a fine line, Julia.
Oh, look at their eyeballs. Wow, this is registering to me as particularly cute. And I don't know if it's because it's relatively new versus Link's Awakening. I don't know.
All right, hold on. I'm going to do a citation. One moment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I gotta
Seems
do
like
a
a
musicology.
One. I already did a theory when I was like, motives. Wow, they're there.
I can't place this track as a pre-existing track immediately. I don't know if any of the rest of you have anything for this.
No, I mean it's obviously like a little bit Celtic, a little bit like towny, right?
Like
it definitely follows the
Town
rules for
adjacent,
towns,
right?
right? No complex chords, no big modal switching, right? We're not leaving home base here.
Little turns
And there's
in
definitely
the melody.
Celtic adjacent turns, but this is not like Kakariko Village's music. This is not. Is it have anything to do with Hyrule Castletown from '64?
I'm
not
gonna
good
say
at
Hyrule
Ocarina,
Castletown.
but I think it might actually.
Yes, this to me and Jin, I believe, is Castletown, Hyrule Castletown, time adjacent. Like not like that track at all, but
it's been like Rankin and Bast.
Sorry.
We'll let this castle music play for a moment before we keep moving ahead.
Doesn't it? I feel like we should be in some sort of like a Christmas claymation right now.
Yeah. Oh, we are. Yeah.
This track in particular, because of the bell tone, has like Christmas TV special vibes. The double reed, the chamber
Too
woodwinds, as
early,
Pete
man.
just said in the chat.
Creep is real.
This is like
it is
1950s television special here.
And
yeah, that's what Karen was saying.
I'm big on Christmas, but I just want each holiday to have its time, you know? Like I
agree.
I'm still in Halloween Town, you know?
Yes.
As much as we watched Nightmare Before Christmas, like
I haven't even decorated yet.
Give each season its moment, okay?
Let me put my pumpkins out first.
What I'll note is this version of the castle is not the military exists Hyrule Castle from the Super Nintendo game. This focuses on Zelda as princess, if you will.
Because it's baby.
It's baby.
Wind chamber versus say string chamber. No percussion.
Though there's your Super Nintendo motive. Did y'all hear it just there?
Da, 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 da.
God, this is my whole. I don't want to say something untoward.
I like that Minister Left and General Right are on the king's left and right.
Is he a lieutenant? Same laugh.
Yep.
I can't read that fast.
Oh, sorry. You are healthy and whole and well, so tell us what happened to you. I'm trying to gloss over the boring plot part. I mean, what happened is a swordsman in green saved you. We've played that game before, it turns out.
I don't know anything.
The swordsman was taken by a rift. It's him we have to thank for saving your life. And I glossed over it again for the sake of time, but the rifts have started appearing all over Hyrule. This is not news to them, that a rift exists.
Oh, we can bring back the discussion about how you say Hyrule and I say Hyrule, and other people. It's like, what is it, 50-50?
I'm Hyrule.
Hyrule.
Yeah, Hyrule. Jordan?
Yeah, accent on the high.
Yeah.
Here's our new rift theme. Yeah, I'm the odd man out here. That's fine.
Speaking of Halloween, do we hear the Halloween in here?
This one, here's your Halloween,
little
Dana.
Yeah.
Halloween moment.
I like the percussion here that just got added as well.
What the?
Yeah.
Kind of the Friday the 13th, like Jason sound, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've moved into horror movie. Or like
that's not usually the way that
Unsolved
escalation
Mysteries.
works, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's like not only children are getting
Because
stolen.
it's like the music boxy,
Right.
like glockenspiel-y thing with the sustained strings with pits or harp.
It was harp
Pizzicato,
earlier. I think it's harp
something
here
plucked.
too.
Some plucky string along with the sustained string.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's your escalation.
Yeah, you gotta have a little electronics with your rifts.
It's like X-Death from Final Fantasy V arrived on the scene.
Dang. A little too real here.
Little Twilight moments.
Twilight, like Edward Cullen?
No.
Oh, Twilight Princess.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Or like, Phantom Realm, all that kind of crap.
Okay, I was not on the same page, but I've had
Maybe
a lot
Edward
of
Cullen.
logistical brain this week, so I don't have a lot of like the rest of me left. By the way, when I went to find my citation, it was when we were talking about cuteness. I had all this stuff from classes with David Huron on like auditory cuteness and the official kind of cognitive definitions of what makes things cute, but it wasn't in Sweet Anticipation. So I'm like, where was it? I don't remember. I have it somewhere. I will find it and then I will.
Right. Good on the king for thrusting Zelda aside there, by the way.
Of course, the other problem is
It's
I
legend.
lost my coursework.
Dear.
Ouch. That was almost eye stuff.
Yeah, we're not.
There's no eye stuff, but the red eyes here will be a cue that they've been cloned.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think that
the
level is
eyebrows are really
specifically
giving evil.
necessarily triggering for Dana in the ways that some other things are.
No, Baldur's Gate is like that. It's violence,
Right.
involving eyes. Stuff getting stuck in one's eye that mean they have to go to the emergency room on July 3rd and have the nurse laugh at them for getting a banana wedged under their eyelid because, oh, in 30 years I've never seen that before.
That's not what you want a doctor to say. Can I film this for the record? Like, no. Anyway, we're being arrested now for having caused the rift.
That was the nurse. The doctor actually told me when I was crying to suck it up, and I remember like being like 6.
Freaking awful.
Being like, what? Yeah. I didn't like know what that meant.
So. There's nothing to drink here.
I'm gonna peace out, folks. So I hope you have enjoy the rest of your stream. I'm gonna go rest.
Okay. Feel better soon, Karen.
Folks.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, feel better.
Bye. Thanks.
What could the king be thinking?
All right. Let's see what the king is thinking.
They're so cute.
I love our little Lego Playmobil soldiers. Yes, they're excellent. The king is not going to put Princess Zelda to death, soldier. This is a kid's game. All right. I am, however, for now stuck here.
I love the escaping the jail, like, narrative nugget that appears in a lot of video games.
Well, and we don't even really need it here, because you know why jails are a trope in the video game, right?
I don't know why they're a trope.
It's because often you play as a jailed person, but the backstory for why you are jailed is never revealed to you, so that when you make your own character, you can imbue your own backstory as to how you arrived at that particular destination, and create the character yourself. That is not the case by any means
is this
here.
The Skyward Sword? Sorry.
Because you're Zelda, right? We know a lot about this character already.
Okay, I found it.
I heard the da 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 da. I don't know. I might have hallucinated that.
Yeah, this is Tri's theme here, and there may be some references to other spiritual Zelda entities here.
I feel like the sound world of Tri is kind of like the sound world of Fi or Fi from the Skyward Sword. That little like sound, right?
Sound as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not enough auto-tuned snippets. Phonemic snippets.
I will say that Fi or Fi from Skyward Sword is the worst part of that game. And not the actual plot moments where that dialogue matters, but if there's ever been a Zelda game that over-tutorializes the character,
79% chance.
Skyward Sword.
That you need to do this extremely obvious thing. Yeah.
For those of us who emulate those sorts of games, the most popular mod for Skyward Sword is actually removing the tutorial dialogue from the game.
I'll wait for this theme to pass before
I love how Tri is like, oh, you can't just float through the bars. That's a shame, isn't it?
Now, Ryan, you were saying you played all the way through to the end of this. Mm-hmm. Do we ever get concrete, account of what Tri's deal is?
Yes.
Just don't tell me.
Because I've played a bunch into it, and I still don't know.
You will get one small slice of that for each of the next 2 dungeons you finish, Jordan.
Okay.
Okay, do we have a moment? I can wax poetic about auditory cuteness.
Never heard that cue before.
Yes, we do.
Okay, auditory cuteness. The citation is David Huron's The Plural Pleasures of Music in the Proceedings of the 2004 Music and Music Science Conference. One of the experiments was basically having listeners judge the cuteness of a range of sounds, including squeeze toys, instrumental tones, music boxes, tuning forks, sound effects, animal calls, electrical appliances, closing doors, etc. And they were completely unanimous in distinguishing cute and not cute. So the sounds that were judged the cutest exhibit high pitch, high spectral centroid, which has to do with obviously the overtones being more or less apparent, and us perceiving the sound as brighter. and weak amplitude. These included little bells, small musical instruments like the ocarina and sopranino recorder, certain bird calls, and animal calls produced by smaller animals.
Aww.
But the best sounds were generally those generated by various squeeze toys. Disassembling the squeeze toys, the sound-producing mechanisms are typically rubber or plastic air bladders with a tiny aperture. Sounds are evoked by squeezing the air bladder with air passing through the aperture. The cutest of the sound resonators were roughly 20 milliliters in volume.
I can make
Cute
tables
sounds
now.
appear to arise.
Check this out.
So this is the central point. Cute sounds appear to arise when a small resonant cavity is activated using a small amount of energy through a small aperture. Interestingly, the 20 milliliter volume is similar in the volume to the volume of the vocal tract of an infant. So that's one of the reasons we read those sounds as cute.
Yes.
Of course, infants are capable of generating sounds that are most certainly not cute, he writes. But when an infant gurgles or cues, most people readily agree that that sound is cute, and that's why we associate sounds that sort of match that auditory profile to cuteness, because it's meant to evoke nurturing and protective feelings in us when like an infant makes that sound, as opposed to the ones that aren't as cute when they're screaming at 3 a.m. waking you up. Yeah.
Right, now let's learn skill 2.
There you go.
Box making. And that menu is like a Breath of the Wild style menu here.
Yeah.
Menu is the wrong word, sorry.
There you go.
Oh, wait,
I did a music
I didn't want to push the box.
Now I can just drink. No, I'm kidding.
I know you did like a real one.
I did a real one because I remembered from my doctoral coursework, even though I lost all of my doctoral coursework.
Notes.
I remembered that it was a David Huron thing.
Get it, bassoon.
Zelda. Oh. Okay, we're gonna try this pumpkin spice cider, boys. We'll see. I had like a caramel apple one from them as well, because it was one of those like make your own six-packy, buy the individual bottle situations. I only bought 3, but the caramel apple was a little too sweet. This one's better. Yeah, this one's already better.
Look at the rats.
Ryan, you're so efficient. Took me like 15 minutes to get past that guy.
I did mess up my first time.
Ryan has some very good moments to play
if you do get desperate here,
on this
by the
stream.
way, one of the things you can do is if you make the pot, you can hide in the pot. Metal Gear Solid style.
Also very cute.
Move around in the pot, which is adorable.
I mean, that is a Zelda thing, but still.
Nope, loser wasn't fast enough, guard. All right.
It stops at the door. I love video games. Hey, look at that. Can you get some hearts and stuff from that statue?
Yeah, unfortunately, no spirit orbs to be turning in.
Bonk. Impa.
Hi, Impa. Andrew, I believe, like reading further in his work, that it isn't necessarily a causation. It is more of a the volumes of the sound objects. It's about the resonant cavity, but then also the amplitude, the perceived brightness, and the high pitch. Like it's a combination of features, and like obviously, like that isn't necessarily the only corresponding to the same things that infants do is not the only reason, but it is certainly a very like natural leap one could make in terms of pointing out that those are essentially the same sounds.
Something I'll note very quickly is that only Zelda right now can see try. And nobody else. The game will explain that, but I think later.
So, imaginary friend. Got it.
Right.
I didn't steal the cookie. My imaginary friend
did.
did.
The statue, by the way, exists so that Zelda can change conveniently.
Wow.
Oh.
Iconic.
I mean, that's kind of true of the Breath of the Wild ones. It changes your...
There you go.
changes
It smells
you.
like a musty dresser.
All right, Julianne, I'm putting on a second coat of Hollow Taco Inkwell.
Inkwell.
I did one yesterday, and I decided I kind of want this to last, so I did the base coat and one coat yesterday, and then I was like, I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to do like a second coat on stream, and then I'll do the top coat in a little bit.
Don't blink, everybody. This part's fun.
And then hopefully it'll last. Julianne bought me
I don't believe I'll be doing
a whole
that.
set of nail polish, y'all. Like, kind of for no reason.
That's wrong. Also, Impa is bae. Oh my god, I
She's
love
doing it
playing
because I won't let her
Impa
pay me to do the
Players.
music for her wedding.
Yes, so I'm like
So
giving.
she paid me in Hollow Taco.
Nice.
There was a Dark Academia set that
There
just
was.
came about in Hollow Taco.
And it's not going to pick up on
music
camera,
set.
but it's basically a black base with copper like shimmer in it. It's the prettiest color ever, and I'm obsessed with it. And it's really good for wedding gigs because it goes really well with black.
All right. We have to now escape the castle without being seen. But first, let's make trees. Trees are good. The
But that's
decorative
okay.
shrub
I got
echo.
Julianne a present recently.
Decorative shrub.
Yes, now we can make
Decorative
shrubs.
shrub.
And what it's doing basically is like giving you boxes of various heights, right? So you start with the table, and then with the cube, and then the tree, right?
It's almost like
Yes.
the
I feel
game
like
is
And then the
teaching
most
you
important one of all.
through design
the bed.
instead of having a tutorial yell at you. Hey Zelda, did you know?
Because, Jordan, you're absolutely correct. The bed is a 1x2 box, the other dimension, that is useful, right?
A very nice design feature is you can also take a nap on any of the beds.
Yes, and you will eventually unlock beds of various qualities, and the nicer bed you make, the
Oh my
faster you'll
God.
heal as you sleep in them. So the old bed,
only
you recover hearts very
spoiler-
slowly. Eventually, you'll be able to recreate Zelda's own personal bed from Hyrule Castle. It'll heal you about 2 hearts a second.
Oh my gosh.
The only like relative spoiler I saw was like the meme or headline or whatever that was like depressed Zelda uses the bed for every single puzzle or something.
Yes. Hello, Frank.
Don't we
Hey,
all?
Frank.
Hi Frank.
Hold on.
You missed it. I just did a musicology for the night, and now I'm done.
I can't repeat.
I
And now
actually
I'm
did like
done.
a kind of smart citation, and you missed it.
I like that the
Oh my God,
boulder
I'm
will
impressed you
weigh the
now.
box down, right? This is a 2D game, but it is a physics-complicated game, not unlike Breath of the Wild on that front.
Yeah, we definitely call it doing a musicology. A single observation on our stream about noticing the music.
Uh-oh, it's time to run again. Let's do that.
Uh-oh. Sometimes it's an history. Yeah, a musicology is a little different.
Musicology.
Yeah, the space is important. Was reached well before this hour. 1 unit.
Yes, I agree that my musicology limit was also reached well before 9 o'clock today.
What did I do today? I did physical therapy today, so that was not a musicology.
So we are going to conveniently be
Was
kicked
that a
out.
bassoon noodling around like that?
Yes, it was, it was.
That was like a lot.
No way
was
for
a
me to slow
noodly
that
bassoon.
down, though. It's a forced cutscene. I really like the musical transition we're about to have as we transit from beach to forest here. And there's an interview with the developers where Aonuma really likes this moment as well. But first, we have to be able to make a rock. Hold on. Rocks are really important. One of the things we cannot do as Zelda is have direct combat. But if any of you have played previous Zelda titles, you might recall that throwing rocks is pretty powerful.
Rock of Ages.
So, my main mode of combat as we get started will be throwing the rocks around. But first,
Oh, listen to this like cute little sneaky.
Ah!
Yes.
Shut up.
chamber clarinet feels like tailor-made for Julianne.
It is. I just want to be this person.
Okay, remember how in the Link's Awakening remake, the overworld theme was a string quartet, and I was so delighted? I am equally delighted to hear like a woodwind quintet.
I think it is a quintet here.
Zelda, it really does feel like a woodwind quintet is like the sonic identity of the score for the most part. Like there's other stuff on top of it, but that's
I like that they made it its own thing.
So now I can make slimes that will fight for me. And every new enemy you kill, you'll add to your library of summonable enemies. And that's really where combat happens.
So Zelda's a red mage. Or a blue mage.
Zelda's kind of like a blue mage here, yeah.
She's a blue mage.
She does have a blue hat.
She does have a blue hood. Ah!
But rock-based combat is the answer to our problems right now.
This feels very Julianne coded.
Well, I wonder why, other than loving music, which could be the reason, they switched a little bit away from the string quartet and went more windy. It's more windy in this game.
It is more windy. Zelda doesn't need flippers, by the way, which I really appreciate.
She just took swimming lessons as a royal child.
Rich, yeah.
Right?
Freaking wealthy ass.
We know that swimming lessons are correlated to like wealth and access to swimming pools. So
this is actually like very realistic.
Very real.
Also, summoning multiple beds is going to become like the modus operandi for the rest of the entire game. Welcome to Bed Simulator Zelda.
Zelda.
I love it.
And yeah, I like that you can rest in all of them is so funny. Ugh, I love the like shine on the stuff making it look like the Playmobil plastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just so good. Is your goal to make it dive on one and then hurt itself? I see.
Yep.
I didn't... But those ones don't hurt you.
Right, the stuff you make will not hurt you.
I see. Keys Echo.
This game really kind of like is and isn't 2D, you know? Like,
yes.
It sort of has a 2D grammar to it, but the third dimension is always like surprisingly well worked out. It's kind of fascinating to think back to like the first Zelda where all you had were those like, you know, the very, very loose isomorphic like blocks inside the dungeons.
Right, whereas you would never describe this as Cartesian coordinates.
Yeah.
Oh, this music here.
Shut up, this game was made... Shut up. Clarinet solo all the time. Yes. Oh.
Sobbing into her arm.
There's another reason why this was tailor-made for Julianne, but I'm purposely not saying anything just yet.
Okay.
Hold on, first of all...
Wait, does Zelda eat hoagies?
I had the same dumb answer. Oh.
I like Southern Town's music
Ooh,
here.
hi, Doug Perry. The marimba rolls.
I was like, wait, I was in the chat.
I wish, no. If only Harp Glissandos could summon an Ashley and marimba rolls could summon Doug.
I got to see Doug in person 2 days ago.
I know you did. And I was all like, oh, I'm so sad I can't go to the Disco Cactus concert. And then I saw that like hours later they live streamed it. I could have.
I also saw that later and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, I like sent them all like DMs being like,
they're being depressed.
Yeah.
That's what I get for not
Doug was like, sorry. Like, it's not your fault. The algorithm's fault for not showing it to me until too late.
I do have to point out that it was a fantastic show. Holy buckets. All of them are spectacular performers in person.
You know it's good if you got a holy buckets out of Brian.
Yeah.
Owen was like vibrating with excitement. Hold on, we have to be able to make signs now.
Oh, well, now I'm sold. Sign echo? I mean, this is just semiotics.
Now, what we cannot do is we cannot pass the rift spaces, unfortunately. So there are some barriers on our progress here. Jordan, you were about to say something.
I like the noise.
I was just gonna say, like, that Link's house is in Southern Town, right?
Yeah, I skipped it, but there's an empty
Is there a
house.
twang?
Yeah.
Is there like...
Just go back in there and throw a pot. For justice.
For justice?
Is it this one?
I think so.
Yeah, this is Link's house. You see the toy sword there?
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, feels good.
Feels good, man.
How do you feel?
I'm 4 dungeons out of it. Yeah.
Jarrell, I
Pete was
haven't
saying he was
completed
like
save
5 hours
file,
in.
but
I'm
I
like,
won't
you can
be.
watch.
I won't be going to it until later, and I'll warn people, and we won't do plot stuff.
Yeah, if we do anything spoilery, we'll say so.
It looks like a flute cactus. What is that?
Flactus.
Oh, yeah. Fluke teeth. Garnier fluke
Yeah,
teeth.
I don't know.
I don't even know. It
No.
because it has like holes. It looks like an ocarina cactus. Like, what's going on there? I need to know this. It's a waypoint. All right. Okay.
A disco
It's
cactus.
a disco cactus. Wow, that
Yeah.
was right there. That was
Right there. We were literally just talking about them.
talking about
Speaking of which, at the Disco Cactus concert, one of the pieces they played was what I'm pretty sure was Andrew Powell's vinyl request. Because they played a new piece from Seiken Densetsu 3, and it was good. Alright.
I was gonna ask if they did new stuff.
Yes, there were 4 or 5 tracks that are not available yet. Owen got extremely excited for Celeste. They played the 9-minute Resurrections track. Which, again, like everything else, was very good. Alright, hold on. We must carry a rock with us at all times. Oh no! Alright, now we have that annoying snake that'll charge at things, which is a useful enemy.
so cute, though.
For the benefit of Ryan and the VOD, I put a joke in the chat, Ryan, which is I hear the audio from a Flactus is lossless.
I did note that. I didn't mean to let it go. It was a good joke. I'm
You
sorry.
were like, I wasn't gonna mention it. I wasn't sure if you
you're like,
had
I
this
saw
full
it and I
screen.
was just gonna let it go. No.
So that's the intended way through this space, I have to point out here, is that you use either the rocks or the spike blocks or your basic combat tools, a keys that you got maybe, to fight the snakes, right? And you're doing combat-y things. That's not what we have to do here. We can become creative. And now that I'm up here, we can recall the trampolines, and we can start using beds, the ultimate travel and transit tool. Oh wait, wrong spot, bed. Right there. And now that we're very high, Jordan mentioned that the 3D world has fidelity. We can make the jump to this set of trees and transit our way around.
I love the noise that happens when you run into the rift. It's such good sound design.
Yes, it is.
Like, it's just like the right... It's not too deep because
Let's
it's
go
still
get a
supposed to be
Moblin.
cute.
Yeah. It's like when you have a poster board that you're doing like a school project on and you shake it to make it like
Yes!
thundery. It's like
That
it's
is
like got a little bit of that
exactly
vibe.
what it is.
If I have any students in the chat doing their side quest tonight, that is a timbre description. That's a good one.
You're just letting it happen. You're just letting it out. Giving it
I
away.
have to be
And
on,
yes,
on-
Andrew, that's what they played is Powell from Trials of Mana. It's very good.
I have to be on it because students when they're going to do their assignment.
Well, yeah, my record is up here somewhere. Oh, you can't see it. Whatever, who cares?
Oh, Powell from Trials of Mana is a great choice. I still haven't like digitized mine, so we were gonna do like a little Discord
up there
listening
somewhere.
session at some point. for folks that wanted to hear our custom.
I don't know if I'll just.
Records. Wait, what was yours?
I don't know if I'll digitize mine. Zelda. Like a
Zelda?
medley. A medley
Oh,
of 3 different
dance floor?
Zeldas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Forces of Evil or
Yeah.
Dance floor,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it's called. That's a good one. I did Steam Gardens from Mario Odyssey because I really like the surf rocky vibe of that. And I
something
figured
different,
their
which is
arrangement
cool.
of it would be really good. A lot of the other stuff on the list looked great, and I think if I hadn't gotten Steam Gardens, I would have gone for. They had some Chrono Trigger on there. I might have done that.
I do not regret mine at all, which
You got
was...
Bayonetta, right?
I got Bayonetta too, yeah.
Imagine regretting anything from Disco Cactus.
Yeah, that's true. Sarah PC got
Notice
what
the
was
Spear
it?
Moblin costs
Snake Eater.
2 units of creation energy, if you will. And Try only has 3 right now. So I can make 1 snake and 1
battle
Moblin, and that's
music.
it. But there are some limits here.
Also, the guffaw at imagining a quintet of Flectus, Sham, Oboe d'Amour, Basset Horn, and Wagner tuba.
Wow.
That's a great quintet.
Oh no!
Off-brand.
They got rid of it! The snake ate the meat!
Huh.
That didn't happen to me in my first playthrough. I needed to make a copy of that so I could make meat whenever I wanted to. Now I'm gonna have to go get that later. That's annoying. That's okay.
82 on Steam. I didn't come up with it. Anthony Dennis, look above. That's all
Alright.
Frank for you.
Let's go to our first dungeon up here. We'll get
That's
our...
okay, Hoagie. I get to have a Friday class tomorrow, so I will join you.
Because you're a theorist. I don't care if you're teaching a history class.
I really
The
like
fact that
my
you have a
Friday
Friday
class.
You're a music
I
theorist.
teach Twitch streaming and broadcasting on Friday mornings.
It's fun.
Huh.
And the one day
So
that I
that
don't
they can
absolutely
give you
love...
crap about what happens tonight, every single week.
Sometimes I do reflect on what we did the previous day in class. But unfortunately, tomorrow is censorship and bias and sexism, which is a huge day I must have to teach that class successfully. But I would not describe that as the most pleasant day of the class.
You're gonna be like, there's no more sexism in games because now there's a Zelda game, and
Yeah.
We
you're
solved
gonna
it.
just play this stream. We solved it and it's done.
In
Okay.
that exact wealthy girl accent. Yes.
We solved it, guys.
If
Congrats.
you had a picnic,
Zelda
if
solved
you had
Gamergate.
to- God, if you had to pick a canonic, like stereotypical, like thing that theory teachers teach, it might be the thing I'm teaching tomorrow morning. What would that thing be?
Beethoven.
Augmented sixth chords.
No, I was gonna say that was like probably the other one, but no,
PC's counterpoint.
Sonata theory?
no,
Like the diagram?
Sonata theory. You got it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You notice I went
That's
to
not
like
the
theory
point.
1 because I had conservatory theory and I didn't have anything fancy.
I didn't tell you what level I was teaching. It's actually grad, but
Yeah,
it's
Frank,
formal
absolutely correct.
analysis class.
And it's funny, they split rock history into 2 semesters at Minnesota. You can take introduction of rock, like the origins of rock, up to the Beatles, because that's when Alex Lubbock graduated high school. Or you can take the second semester of rock from a different professor who is a generation younger than that, who will teach you up through about Britney Spears or so.
In undergrad, I took a course that was called Roots to Rock that ended at like Elvis and folks. It ended at the birth of rock and roll, and it was awesome. It was just all about like, look at all of these genre influences on what we
That
know
actually-
turns
yeah.
into rock.
Nice,
Um,
yeah.
Really great.
So yeah, we did like extensive work on the Carter family and Delta Blues and it
What
was
do we think
awesome.
of the music here, team? I get a little bit of
Cool.
the cave vibe from Link's Awakening.
It's a little bit of that, a little bit of the Dark World dungeon theme
my God.
from Link to the Past.
Mm-hmm. Which is more my frame of reference. I played Link's
So, like,
Awakening as a
the-
kid, but like it wasn't. The Game Boy was not my big system.
Yeah, I missed Game Boy Zelda.
I only had like a couple, like I've said this before, I only had Tetris, Harvest Moon, and Link's Awakening. Those, I think, those were the only 3 games I had on my Game Boy. It was like, why have one? And I got it like way after. It wasn't like a new, like we got it secondhand.
What I will say is not being able to do combat directly doesn't actually get old for a very long time. You can become quite efficient at rock throwing, for instance.
I don't care what nationality it is, just write dog sick.
It's true.
This may be a dumb question because, again, I had conservatory theory, but does it matter in terms of analysis? The flavor of
often voice leading, which is now I see what Andrew is saying. It's like a voice leading question, and I don't care about voice leading. I don't care.
But like in terms of function, it's going to be used similarly, right?
Similarly, yes.
It's mostly just a voice leading question.
Sometimes German will be like a modulation technique because it sounds like a dominant 7.
Sure.
Frank screaming in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm team cares about voice leading. I'm sorry, I'm team Frank here, not team Julianne.
Let's explain basic theory to the violinist in ways that infuriate the chat. Rage bait only works.
For the exam for grad students here, and I still don't care. That's how much.
I'm too Lutheran to not care about voice leading. It's really what it comes down to.
I'm like, that is a great class to have. Like your Bach class, amazing. Okay, let's move on to things that are interesting.
We have a quote happening. Okay.
Look, what matters is that you believe in the voice leading, right? Not what you do with it.
That I believe in it as like or believe that it exists. What do you mean?
I was trying to make a Lutheran joke.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I understood it immediately.
Ryan was like on the same page.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm so Catholic. And belief is not like a thing, it's just guilt. Oh, man.
So this is the other big mechanic of the game, is that I can grab stuff now, anything, and take it wherever I want. And crucially for combat, now I can be efficient in combat because I can drop things in holes. And that is the correct solution to 90% of all combat now is, let's say I have a problem with an enemy. We'll invent a snake here, or a moblin. Oh, do I need to kill that thing? Grab him, drop him in the hole. The end of combat. Yeah. Similarly, if I jump, that'll come out of there, and I can put it right there in the slot where it goes.
This music is gorgeous, by the way.
It is. Let's pause for a second here.
Yeah, maybe I'll listen. Instead of fighting.
Things to request from Doug on Marimba Mondays.
Like right where I said, pay attention to the music. The music is like, all right, now I'm gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
No, that was cool. It was like that different percussion and the tabla, like, and now the clarinet solo. Duh. That's not nothing to me.
Ah, butter. Something to celebrate. Okay.
Yeah, I would rather
This
take
musical
theory
material
again
is
than
interesting.
critical theory. So, do you know how much like free therapy George Reed has given me about critical theory, like over WhatsApp? I have real like hang-ups about it.
This is the moment I really realized that this game was going to be very good in terms of what it's doing with its physics engine, is when I got the spider. Because, let's go to it here, last learned, spider.
Don't swallow it though, that's a slippery slope.
Observe, the spider defeats 2D platforming in this type of Zelda environment. In the same way that, if you've played Tears of the Kingdom, the transit upwards skill opens up the game in ways you've not thought about. The spider here.
Oh, I just love how that was just like a debug mode, and they're like, well, what if this was just a mechanic in the game? That's just so cool.
Yes. Hold on, there's something coming up. I do need to, as Pete has requested, take a nap in the bed. Hold on.
Did I
Just
miss
in the
your
middle
old
of a
lady who
dangerous
swallowed a fly?
dungeon. She really has.
I love an old lady who swallowed a fly reference.
Oh yeah. Well, the fly comes first, but
I don't know why.
I don't know why it comes first.
Perhaps.
All right.
Did you ever see, or did I send you the meme that was like, oh, there's like heavens yes and like hell no, but there's no like purgatory for that.
Purgatory baby.
Someone wrote pergaps.
So
Pergaps.
check it out. This is now the dungeon where we were playing as Link.
Little whole Tony moment. Oh yeah, you can please finish your national.
Oh no, don't
augmented.
listen.
Oh,
It's fine. Like, don't listen. Everyone look away.
Crap. Oh no, yeah, I'm good. Good. Yeah.
none of these
The
beverages.
Mobla
go
can
together.
fight while I heal.
What did I do this to myself? I'm trying to hydrate, I guess. At what cost?
At what cost?
In a way, the bed mechanic also kind of like makes the ordinary understanding of combat pointless, right? Because like you can always just refill to full health if you get 2 seconds to yourself.
That's right. And you'll notice I
Can
did
stuff
heal
like
in the middle of
ambush
that
you while
fight.
you're in bed?
You can be targeted, but like that Dark Knight was focused on my summoned Moblin, so I let it fight my summoned creature and then I pieced out.
I see. So, but if you've cleared a room, you could take a nap
Yes.
anywhere. Okay, yeah.
And I don't actually know that I have what I need. To get through here just yet.
Yeah, I think they want you to have the like the fire slime creature, right? At this point.
I was thinking so. Hold on, let's go back up. Do you get that in the room on the right? Let's find out. All I remembered is that I knew you have to go left eventually.
But like, I love the idea of like marking the absurdity of
Yeah, you
video
cannot go
game
this
battle.
way.
Because we typically have like, let's pause and like eat entire meals that we've
Right,
cooked in the
I always
past,
think
or,
that
like,
in like Tears
Oh,
of the Kingdom.
that's coming
Let's
our
eat
way,
this bowl
don't
of
worry.
curry.
And now we also have a bed we can sleep in, so it sort of adds to
Yeah,
it's
Jordan,
bringing
here it is.
the domestic into our antagonistic domestic. I don't know. I'm just trying to coin things, but I just have pennies, and pennies are not really currency anymore, are they?
All right, now we can go back up.
Ignizol.
Yeah, now I have fire.
Oh,
Like ignite the Zol.
Oh, I was thinking of like an igneous rock or something. I thought it was a rock. Well, I mean, it's like all magma shit.
The definition of an igneous rock is it's all magma shit.
I'm really just,
Rest
you
of
know,
2024.
I might as well just continue. More cursey words. Okay, what's happening over here?
Ryan, another thing I appreciate is that every time when you could use a table to go up a like 1 block height, you always use the trampoline instead.
Yes. I will never summon a table again, because a table is simply an inefficient trampoline at this point.
Yeah, right?
Just on fire with the citations tonight.
Volcanology discourse.
There's actually going to be a point later on, and I guess this is kind of a spoiler, where volcanic rock being pumice and therefore lighter is actually very significant.
Yes.
It's got a lot of holes in it.
Volcanology. The emphasis has to be on the first half of it.
I know.
Then we get like Tuvok. Yeah, I said
Yep.
Tuvok.
Yes.
I grew up on Voyager.
All right, so
It's feminism.
grab
She
the
drinks
shield.
coffee and is
Right?
the
I
captain.
love
It did
her.
take me
She's
longer
like,
than I care to admit to
That is
realize
that.
that the solution there is to grab the shield from the statue.
hence my
I was stuck
comment
in
as
this
well.
room a good
Wait.
2 minutes.
I have to find a good meme to send you that involves Janeway. Hold on. I have one, and I know exactly where to find it because I have one friend who is like such a Star Trek nerd that like every single meme that comes up that I like about Star Trek goes directly to Katie. She's
Okay.
a professor. So
Can you also copy them to me though? I know that I'm not as nerdy, but I love Star Trek memes a lot.
I'm gonna embarrass this person that luckily I did not give the last name of, but she once like at a con like paid to get a picture taken with Patrick Stewart, and then he put his arm around her for the picture and she burst into tears. I'm sure it's her sobbing.
Oh
Honestly,
my
relatable though. Like,
Relatable. And he's like, he has this look on his face like, oh my god, what did I do? And I'm like, that's actually the greatest convention picture I've ever seen. Because like, yeah, hashtag relatable.
oh, well, sad. Can I do this?
Frank, what are you starting over here?
Okay, so I'll send it to you, Julianne, but it's renaming all of the Star Trek characters from Voyager. So Janeway is Captain Delicia Wife.
That,
Chakotay
we
is
say that
cultural
in the South.
appropriation. Let's see. Tuvok is had it with your shit.
Yeah.
Well, 3 trampolines will
Tom
not get the
Paris
job
is a
done
total
here, team.
Chad.
So we must
Harry
rely
Kim is always a
on
bridesmaid.
other means.
That's pretty good.
My favorite though is Neelix, who is Ambassador Flavor Town. Yeah, I can send you a meme.
There it is.
Star
There you
Trek meme moment.
Oh wait, yeah, you cannot drop trampolines. So you have to do that.
Your DMs are just gonna be reshared to all of these.
Hell yeah.
Have fun.
It is true though, I will not swap to a table. Only the trampoline.
Literally can just go up the chain of conversations. You know how like different like on different platforms you can be having like parallel but completely different conversations with your friends. So like your
Yes,
text
but
might...
hold that thought here, because
Oh,
look who
go
it
ahead.
is.
Huh? I don't know who it is.
Ooh, snap.
Bitch. Oh, he's cute though. Little walking.
No, little shield.
You're supposed to fight this Link by means of stealth. But it turns out that this Link really does not care for being set on fire very much. So you notice he can
Relatable,
block it
honestly.
still.
I mean, I so.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it the old stealth way here.
Sleeping.
Oh, I love the lower.
Oh!
Talk about a deceptive resolution there.
Like, that's something my students would write. Like, I made a tritone instead, and that means it's evil. No, but I think it's good.
reacted so clearly it's effective. Listen, sometimes cliches are cliches for a reason.
I mean, if it works, it works. I laugh out of joy, you know? Not just out of... It's funny. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh.
Julian's gonna open her like Instagram DMs and be like, "Oh my God, Dana, stop! I take it back. Stop sending these to me."
Okay. The...
It's kind of interesting because, like, the way that the normal version of the Zelda theme goes is it starts major and then, like, quickly goes to a borrowed minor.
Yeah.
And, like, this one, when they want to do, like, the evil version, they can't go to a borrowed minor, so they have to find something else to do with it, you know?
Yeah, they have to go, like, one step further.
Yeah. What is more evil than borrowed minor?
Yeah.
Well, but they could also go the Telltale Heights action video game minor route.
I was gonna say action video game is also apparent in that bass line.
Because Telltale Heights does the flat 6, flat 7 thing, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh, that little phasey moment is real good.
Borrowed Super Locrian. Super Locrian brothers.
I'd heard something about tritones being evil.
All right, so one of a very passing few annoying things about this game here.
Super Locrian bros.
Yes, the sword. Let's have the sword. Of course, that sword, which is conveniently not named here, has a special kind of power. One of the few annoyances about the game is that you do not ever get the ability to swing the sword as Zelda per se.
Oh, but look, when you steal your boyfriend's hoodie and refuse to give it back.
The music for this is super interesting, I feel like.
Yes, it is. It's Zelda's new theme in, like, heroic mode, right?
And with that galloping behind it. Is that Epona?
I think what that is in the Link's Awakening, right? When you get the acorn or the piece of power.
Yes, it's the
Yeah,
Guardian
yeah.
Acorn deal. I think that's correct.
Yeah.
But
Which
the
sort of
problem
marks
is
it as
that
like...
You can't sustain that for long enough to hear the track right now. There's that brief momentary use was like 3/4 of my meter for it.
Yeah. This is the main thing that I'd like you to eventually load like a late save for, is to like go into sword fighter mode and let the track play out for a while.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll do that right after this dungeon, I think. We'll skip forward. I've got the ultimate weapon against the piranha plant, though. Ranged attacks.
Wow. You pulled that citation so quickly. Do you have
So
the book like
quickly.
right in front of you?
I do. It's right here. Right? I basically memorized it.
You did a theory tonight. Congratulations.
Such a theory.
I mean, Frank did like the most theory, but
He wrote
I
a
think it's
book.
pretty good.
All right, hold on.
You had to remember that it existed, look it up, type it out.
Oh
Give
yeah.
credit.
Type it out from my brain.
A musicology and a theory happened tonight. Everybody, like, Buy a lottery ticket.
Can I rip the head off of this thing? Yes, I can. You can be violent. I love Zelda games. All right.
Someone doing technology.
How sadistic can I be with the combination of Zelda's specific powers here?
We did our music studies.
I told you, we're always on our best behavior when we have a guest.
It's true. We always say more smart things when we have guests on.
Because we want our friends to remember that we can do it. Sometimes. No, Tuttle would be happy.
Don't we need like still an ethnomusicology to like complete the set?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
And a sound studies, apparently.
But for our ethnomusicology for the evening, I would suggest that we can participate in the reception of this stuff as insiders to the Zelda culture, right? We know things about this franchise that the game does not necessarily expect you to know.
We're being participant observers.
Yes.
We're white enough to
I
do
don't
enough.
like
No,
we're
Julianne,
white
that is
enough
a
to do
spicy
enough
take.
With no spice whatsoever, because that's how white we are.
The mayonnaisiest of takes.
We are.
Oofta. That's what I have to say to that.
It's
You know,
okay,
I've
Midwestern
been enjoying
mayonnaise is my
the
culture.
movement of the character so much, I have not done my annoying thing. Which is, normally, whenever we play games, I will do anything to spin, or to move as fast as possible. And technically, spinning everywhere is faster. But I've forgotten.
Okay, but my outlaws used to say that pepper was spicy. They're like, oh, that's got a kick to it.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh god.
Yeah, my mother-in-law could not handle.
And
like,
probably
black
not
pepper
even
and
like freshly ground pepper. Even.
And for those that have not heard this one before, yes, I call my ex's family my outlaws because it makes me feel like Robin Hood.
Yeah.
The ability, by the way, to tie your own movement to the movement of another object is incredibly powerful.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's like a grappling hook.
It is, but you can grapple to darn near anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not surface based.
So you can do that. Can you drop it on your head and get an ouch?
You could have, yes.
Aww.
But that saves me having to figure out how to get over there, right?
Cuteness.
If you know in advance, you can grab the treasure chest.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Very demure, very mindful. Puzzles in this look fun.
The later dungeons that make complex these mechanics are a thinking person's delight, is what I'll say. I don't want to spoil any of the specifics of them.
Okay. Thank you.
But they're all good.
Can I tell you all something embarrassing?
Yes.
I just now
Absolutely.
got the Flactus joke from earlier.
What? Wait, but I love that it like stayed with you enough to have been gone, you know?
Excellent.
Thank you for your vulnerability.
All right, let's get
This
this
is the
boss
community
here.
we create here.
Yeah, that's why we're writing about it.
I like this music for this boss, by the way. We have to listen to this.
Ooh.
Julianne, I now, in my omniscience, can view your article for JSMG.
Oh!
Let me up.
You're omniscient.
I haven't looked at it, but I have the ability to. So, I'm scared. I have to like really look through this. Progress.
So, I have to point out, I'm going to pause so I don't burn my sword fighter meter. The one problem with the game mechanically is the bosses, by and large, there are some smart exceptions later on that Jordan is near, but the bosses, by and large, are of the format, make vulnerable the boss, and then stab the boss to death. Like Ocarina of Time, right? You spend some time exposing the weak point, and then you go stab, 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 stab. Zelda can't go stab, 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 stab very well. Unless you manage your meter very efficiently.
I don't know, I actually kind of liked that aspect of it. Like, because it makes collecting the little meter things and, you know, and managing your meter like a really important part of the fight.
That's true. It does do that.
Is there vocals? Did I miss the vocals?
But I proceeded through most of the game without sword fighter mode at all. And stab, stab, stab.
Yeah, there's some vocal.
There are a number of times for combat-heavy moments in the game where sword fighter mode feels like assist mode. Like, I don't want to do the mental labor of figuring out what to do with the summoning powers. I would just rather become Link for 90 seconds, please. Right?
Like, let me do the familiar hack and slash.
Right.
Yeah.
Here it does feel more like a tutorial. The correct, scare quotes if you will, solution is to use sword fighter mode here. That's intended.
Yeah. I'd also say that this game just in general seems to have the ethos that whatever kludgy way you manage to get past the obstacle is the right way.
Yes.
Like it cares less about you doing it correctly than a lot of other games do.
Yes.
The very thing that she claims.
That feels very Tears of the Kingdom adjacent to me, incidentally. Like, it's much more modern than the rest of the music we've been hearing, in terms of where it comes from other...
Yeah.
Well, oh yeah, that is just backwards Zelda theme. What am I... Okay, that's just backwards Zelda theme.
Yeah. Da, 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 da. Yes.
Yeah.
Hands at her piano. Wow. Screen bingo card is really helping tonight.
Sorry. Yeah, it's just Skyward Swording the heck out of that Zelda theme.
Yep.
Skyward Swording.
And Try's music does feel like Twilight adjacent and Fi type material here.
Again, not Edward Cullen Twilight.
Right, to avoid spoiling immediate plot stuff, I'm going to leave this dungeon and then save this file, and then load my completed file but not do anything plotty with it, if you will.
Plotty.
Except one thing, which is we have to talk about the world map. Sorry, this is going to become a map stream.
Ryan.
The other point we must hit on a given Thursday.
Man, really is stream bingo tonight. What is this?
So, hold on.
I feel like you guys should let him have it. We did so much music studies earlier. He can have a map.
Yes, see? Thank you, Jordan.
We gave him a map in our article about the stream, thank you.
It is true.
We in like the walkthrough of like, you know, in this article we said like, but first a map of what's to come. And
Yes.
they almost took it out in reviews being like, you could reword this. We're like, we can't though.
Like, we actually can't, and
I don't get it.
The draft, I don't know if the edited version of the article ended up this way in final edits, but the draft version was also 9,999 words.
999. God, we just...
Yeah.
And we were all like really like doing what we could when we made edits to make sure that like we would add stuff back in and like take as we took things out.
We were very careful.
We were holding to the 9,999 so that when we submitted it, but we also discovered that when you download off of Google Docs and open something in Word, they have different accounting mechanisms for the word count.
Yes, they do.
So Google Docs
and so
is correct.
It wasn't anymore.
Yes,
but
Google
in
Docs
our
is-
hearts, we made it 9,999.
and that's all that matters.
That's right.
It's not like it was marked down anywhere anyway.
Shout out to the poor grad student who tries to count, actually.
Yeah, I don't know what it ended.
Did you all notice that Minister Left can see try now?
Yeah.
And the plot thing is that anybody who's been inside a rift can see.
Oh.
They can see dead people.
Yes, right in there. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get through this cutscene, we'll save, and we'll load the other thing.
I don't think
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet, but I have a third fun emote for us, which is a loaf flute.
So,
and it's a loaf of bread and a lute, and then it will have a flute.
We do have
over
a
it.
new character introduced, who I kind of like, actually, and this is Luberry. And every once in a while, Link gets a father or mentor figure in various games. In Twilight Princess, he starts out as a junior goat herder, right? Working for some goat herder. But he has a home and he lives... In Minish Cap, he lives with the blacksmith, right? Luberry is that character here. And he's introduced... you can't see his cloak from this angle, but he's wearing a Sheikah cloak. So he is the Impa advisor to Link rather than to Zelda. See, he recognized that's Link's cloak. Why do you have it? Also, I'm a huge fan of the tell me everything, catch me up, silent gesturing mode of communication. Super Mario RPG does that absolutely the best, where literally you watch Mario play charades with the crowd.
It's like an angry Muppet noise.
This game sort of tries to play it both ways because you find out eventually that Link just doesn't talk. He's mute.
Right.
And yeah, he's a really helpful guy. Doesn't speak. Right. But then Zelda is doing the mute protagonist thing also, and you're just
right. But Zelda clearly doesn't voice words, but clearly speaks. She is not just gesturing there. That's a trope in games, right?
Right.
In the same sort of what is diegetic versus non-diegetic material, right? Zelda is speaking to the other characters. Link is mute, which is fascinating that they could not come up with a way to give him a voice.
Acted, right, in 2 games, so.
I guess the very intensely Japanese music here links up with the idea of him being Sheikah, right?
I think so, yeah. It's of Kakariko in the Breath of the Wild sense, not in the Link to the Past sense.
Right. Did we really get much of a Sonic manifestation of the idea of
Sheikah as Japanese? I mean,
yeah.
Breath of the Wild establishes that, I feel.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it comes from Doug, the Nicktoon Doug.
I wasn't gonna try to combine, I'm doing pixel art, so it can't be that precise, so I literally just have like a canonic bread loaf shape, and then a lute, and then I'm gonna have a flute crossing over the 2. So it'll just be all 3. And the top will say low flute, ? And then the bottom will say loaf lute.
Nice.
And
I'm skipping the dialogue here to get to a load screen, by the way.
And then whenever we hear ambiguous wind instrument, we can use that.
If you were to like carve a flute out of a baguette, would that be a pain flute?
Yes, you get it.
See, you're picking up what we're putting down because when that original
Okay,
when
hold
that
on, everybody. I have
mishearing
to
of
do
me
some
saying it was a
fumbling for a
low
moment.
pitched flute originally happened, there were a lot of bread puns in because I think Sigma Beta was watching that night. There were a lot of bread puns.
There were a lot of bread puns. Yep.
Bad puns. Bread puns. There were a lot of bread puns.
Bread.
Yeah, there were several.
All right.
Absolutely
I am reloading the game. And as an aside, we are intentionally not talking about how I am beaming the game to you. If you have questions on that front, ask in the DMs. But I'm doing it in a convenient way. That's what we're going to say.
If anyone was curious, but now they are. So
Yeah, now they are.
Invited.
So the orange. On the pan front.
All right. Because, for instance, you will notice we have been running at perfect 60 frames a second the entire time.
You know, I don't think anybody would have said much because we know you got your internet upgraded.
Yeah, we already know that. History.
Zelda's lullaby.
History tells us.
All right, so first of all, now that we have choices here, let's pick an outfit. Here's what we did have, but because we're at the end game now, we have choices. So here is outfit 2, ponytail, travel.
Do the spin with the ponytail. There you go.
Good hair physics.
This outfit is amiibo exclusive, unfortunately. If you drop a Zelda amiibo in here, you get the blue traditional, like, Zelda Princess of Wisdom outfit with the long hair from Link to the Past. You can also get, with a Link amiibo, you'll get red Link outfit.
Aww.
And then at a various spot in the game, you get a cat outfit.
Adorable.
Which lets you talk to cats, which is excellent.
That's
so
a great
therefore,
mechanic.
technically, it's the best outfit. But we're going to go back to the default Zelda stuff here. No, I don't have the pajamas. I have not done all the quests to get the pajamas. I'm sorry, Jarrell. I'm missing the pajama outfit. Hold on. Let's ride around for a moment.
Oh yeah, so my high school boyfriend worked at Panera for a while, and he used to tell people that Panera was translated from Latin to "time for bread."
Okay, so Julianne, my question for you.
Era.
Oh shit, clarinet.
No. It's now a map stream. I get my moment here. Where are we on the map of Hyrule right now?
Nowhere, because it's pronounced Hyrule. Okay, number 1. Number 2, I wasn't paying attention, so I'm kind of nervous about this pop quiz.
Okay.
Wait. It's Temple-y. And
use your childhood memory here. Look at this pond.
You're talking Link to the Past topography, right?
This looks like Link to the Past.
The whole world map is Link to the Past.
Yeah, so we're by the water temple in the desert.
So, yes, what's interesting is let's zoom in here. This is the Watergate, Dungeon 2 of Link to the Past. And if we go down here, we will see, where's Lake Hylia? Here, right to the right of the Watergate. You'll notice this map, take the middle portion of it, and it's Link to the Past.
Yes.
So that the Watergate would become the southernmost available area, right?
Right.
But now, add one row of border around the entire map, and this game argues that's why the Gerudo are not in Link to the Past, because you can't get past the Desert Palace to the west.
Right.
But if you could, you'd visit Gerudo Town.
Are you saying the map is making an argument? Are you saying this is a paper? Are you saying it's a paper for Society for Cinema Media Studies? You should do it.
For a mapacologist, right?
That's a cartographer? I don't know.
Yeah.
Shut up. We're going to go with mapacologist instead.
Right.
So here is Eastern Hyrule. You can see the rocks here. Here's the Eastern Palace. If you get to the right of that, you hit the Great Bay and Zora's Domain, which exists in the slightest form in Link to the Past. If you would go north of the waterfall, you'll notice that exact location is replicated for you up here, but the Zora village is off the map to the right of that point.
Yeah.
All of the locations on the map are expansions of the Super Nintendo game, which I think rules.
Yeah.
Because it contextualizes and provides a reason why those races don't exist per se in the Super Nintendo game in a neat retrofitted way.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's really an elegant idea.
It. I love it.
Definitely elegant, but then why in like and again, I haven't read like the Zelda-pedias or whatever. Why is the map topography so different in like Breath of the Wild, for example? Like Kakariko is not over there; it's down south, right? Like from that perspective.
Yes, because that's a different version of the myth, right? Like The Legend of Zelda doesn't really have any continuity per se, except for a couple games.
Except for that which they have shoehorned in.
Correct. But let's ride up to the forest here. Hold on.
You can find people on like YouTube, of course, trying to argue that all of the games are in a perfect continuity. My favorite part about that is that we
essays be like.
I argue for a very loose continuity, with rare exception, no direct connections between games.
Yeah.
For instance, I do think, because of the riffs and the purple coloring and whatnot, that it is intentional that this Hyrule, the world map of Link to the Past, and more importantly, Link Between Worlds, which has a darkness, twilight-adjacent purple zone, is this world map. That makes a lot of sense to me. Therefore, in my mind, these three games are loosely connected. Trying to iron out the specifics of what that means is a waste of time and effort. Similarly, the two Game Boy Color Oracle games, when you finish both of them combined, and neither one takes place in Hyrule, they're different imagined lands of Holodrum and of Labrina. Link gets on a raft and sails home for Hyrule. The implication there being is he gets in a storm on the way home, passes out, and that is Link's awakening, is the journey of him coming home from the Oracle games.
I have all the literature here, including Zelda, the book, and Zelda, the history book. And what it says is, no man named Zelda has ever existed. So, whatever you just said is incorrect.
I actually have all four of those books in my office. Quickly, by the way, in terms of how do you solve problems in the end game, the bomb fish is your new bomb tool. When you need to blow something up, you simply summon the bomb fish. You carry it until it explodes where you need it to explode. That's bombs.
Boy,
now.
The panic when I was first playing Tears of the Kingdom and like the powers were not there, and I was like, oh no.
Absolute
how will I ever manage?
For normal people. By the way, I love this Kakariko Village theme. But
yes, more pen.
The MVP summon for normal players is, do you guys remember the flying tiles introduced in Link to the Past? That would rise up from the ground and shoot towards you?
I mean, yes.
Watch this. You can get those now. What's up?
To your own will.
Gross.
And
disgusting.
They only fly so far. And so that is like the normal person's solution to things. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you use the bed for everything. But...
The fun, stupid solution is actually to summon a bed. Hold on. To tether yourself to the bed. Activate physics match mode. So if the bed goes somewhere, I will go somewhere. And then, right around the beginning of Dungeon 2, you'll get a tornado monster that you can summon to blow the bed across the map. You can see where this is going.
That's silly. That seems like just so convoluted, though.
Oh, that is like what the speedrunners are going to do to break the game. What I suspect Jordan has defaulted to by the time he gets to where he is at is the water block is the correct answer to 90% of all problems now. Do I need to go up? Let's make water. And let's swim up to the top of this peak and just be up here now.
Did you start a fight with the cuckoos yet?
No, I've not. Would you like me to?
Yeah, before we get this cool new music.
Sure.
Just want to see if the music changes. Or anything happens. I don't know what would happen.
Go, Lionel. He won't do it, because it's not an enemy. Can I summon a rock, maybe?
Who scared the... crap out of everybody.
It just jumped over. It's kind of cute. Meat.
Here's my rock. Hold on. Yeah, I can harass the chickens with a rock. Excellent.
All right.
I'm sure you all also notice that by the time you get to the end game, the size of your like echo menu is utterly unworkable.
Yes, it's comically awful.
Okay.
Chicken.
It does happen.
I'm gonna go hide.
Excellent. Also, music doesn't change. Great. Good. Perfect.
I will go into Link mode after I heal because now I have to deal with the annoying pinging sound.
But you have the Zelda bed, so...
I do have the Zelda bed, so look at my heart meter go up here. And Jarrell is correct in the chat earlier. If I would finish the quest to get Zelda's pajamas, that healing will double again.
It's gotta be comfy.
But the combat challenge
I
to
thought
do
that was
is...
the cat's pajamas joke, because we were talking about the cat costume.
No, you can actually unlock her like bed clothes where she
It's like
sleeps
a
in like a
literal-
little
I thought it was saying like without
sweatpants,
it. Yeah.
sweatsuit looking nightgown.
I literally went to the cat's pajamas because I'm an old woman.
All right, let's leave town, and it's been requested that I go into swordman mode, right? And like
Reminder that
maintain
my bachelorette party was in a shuffleboard bar.
Here we go.
I'm old.
There is
Now
that
I'm
murmuring
hearing it
that is
unfettered.
the acorn in the very bottom
Yeah,
of it.
I hear
Jordan.
the acorn now. Initially, I was hearing gallops, but now I hear acorn.
There's a chiptune in this one, ever so briefly as well.
See, if you hadn't warned me, you could have recreated that magical moment from The Link's Awakening.
There's also this spoiler.
You
Yeah.
have said is one of your favorite moments of me on stream. But you went and spoiled it, so now you'll never know.
Yep.
A really neat thing that the game does musically is that when you go into swordsman mode in the boss fights, often what you'll get is not like that music, but sort of a bespoke version of the boss music that is a little bit more chiptune-y.
Oh.
Nice. I've not used the sword mode enough in the boss. Ever since I got the ability to summon the Lionel, I've been like, go, wreck the boss's
don't
face.
stick him on that child.
It took me a while
until
to get the
skin.
Lionel, and before the Lionel, you can either have Electric Wizrobe as your best option, or for quick combat, you can see I haven't used it in a while. This guy, the Sword Moblin level 3.
Oh, it orders it based on your like recent usage?
Yes, it does.
Huh. I guess that's one way
You
to do
can
it.
recent used, most used,
I see.
previously learned, like most
I
recently
see. So
learned.
you have different. Yeah, if you're like looking for a specific
high
one.
cost,
Yeah.
and type. Lionels are where it's at, though. They're readily the best things in the game. Also, if you need a different way to do it, this is a grid of everything. This is slightly more workable, but I argue also still bad. I don't know what a good version of this looks like, though, is the thing. You could separate, say, monsters versus utilities on 2 separate pages, maybe? But I don't know. There's not really a perfect solution.
They're
I like that
basically
the
Pokemon.
The Moblin
Moblin, I
scares
choose you.
villagers, which is fun.
Aw.
Let's go up to the volcano trail here. And here are Goron adjacent music.
Yeah.
Oh, that skittering.
I'm gonna say Goron within the Goron, not adjacent to it. Are there Gorons in here? Like,
Yes, if you go to the far northwest, you'll see Gorons.
okay.
Northwest beyond Death Mountain's peak, like where you get the
Yeah.
Ether Medallion in Link to the Past, west of that is Goron City.
Okay, but how are you gonna get up? Oh, it's water.
Water.
I thought it was. I thought it was ice.
You got a friend, or I mean a student in chat, Dana.
Awesome. See, me actually saying smart things occasionally pays off.
I don't know
glad
if
you
they
enjoyed-
are
I'm
commenting
glad
on
you
the
enjoyed
smart.
assignment. Yeah, so Jordan, my video game class this semester, they have like job class side quests where they can earn job classes, and one of them is to basically come to stream. But
Nice.
it's a good time.
So
They get
let's
achievements.
continue to use the power of infinite stupid climbing mode here.
Ooh. Jen, are you screaming?
No, this is not the desert song.
Oh,
yet.
we're not. Yeah, we're not over in the desert.
We'll go there
Same
next.
desert
Desert music.
to
We
me.
can go. We can go look for you in case you want to like.
Mountain, desert,
experience.
whatever. It's all dry as hell.
No way, look, this is wet.
Thanks. Sprangs.
The desert music is pretty intense, I have to say.
Yeah.
No, my water got stabbed. Hold on. There we go.
Is it nice? Is it a nice addendum to Jen's chapter in the new Oxford Handbook, or? Which I'm very excited
I
to
haven't
teach
read that
Jen.
yet, actually. I'm looking forward
Oh,
to it.
I know. I recently was given a copy by Julia.
Nice.
What a thing to lug home in one suitcase from a bachelorette party.
Yeah, right? Like, not your everyday bachelorette party that you receive a copy of the Oxford Handbook of Video Game Music and Sound and that your maybe older sister reads it drunkenly out loud.
Read your chapter, making you sound as pretentious as possible.
Yes.
That
I'm
was a
like,
great moment.
Why didn't I
really
invite
enjoyed
my
that.
siblings
You
to
didn't,
my
but I did.
bachelorette party? Like, get the hell out of here.
Right. I'm
I
gonna
know,
avoid
like,
conversations
most
with
people get,
NPCs at this point for folks who are not 5 or 6 dungeons in here.
Most people get like tacky
Fine.
T-shirts that are like Team Bride or whatever.
But you did get. You
But
got.
let's-
You got
I got a
bracelet.
friendship bracelet that was Team Bride. That is not the
Bride.
same as a tacky T-shirt that says Team Bride.
Let's go here and walk into the dungeon, or the desert,
subtle.
like we're playing Link to the Past, and we'll hear that transition.
A friendship
For Jen
bracelet
here.
can get gifted to my toddler after the bachelorette party, along with all of the Mardi Gras beads from the second line parade, and she was delighted. She likes like swinging the beads like jump rope style between her hands and like seeing the sound that the plastic makes when it like clicks. So
All right,
very
so
into
here
that.
we'll have the desert transition right here.
Yes, we will walk to the desert for you and see. Oh.
All right, Super Mario 64. Oh, hello.
You're like my instant oh. Repeated note of recognition.
It's not good.
Oh, who's surprised?
Notice our radar goes away.
Yeah, because the desert's scary and confusing.
That's right. Ooh, stamp though. Hold on. Sorry, we must. Okay.
Oh, that's very Japanese. That's adorable. We've truly regressed. Well, it is the kind of Link's Awakening.
I actually thought Julian was correct
Throwback.
with the Mario 64 reference. Like it's the Mario
Yeah.
64 desert stage.
It does feel like that desert stage, which is what I think of when I think of the most stereotyped one, but this one is gonna surpass it.
The little Zelda sweat is cute though. Because it is hot.
Oh my
goodness.
god. Oh my god.
What was that?
That's the Redeads from Ocarina of Time.
Why do they have to sound like that in this game?
There's so much
Where's the
different.
auditory
but, like,
cuteness?
I get the scream, because the scream was part of it, but
Where's the auditory cuteness now? Can we not?
Here's your desert palace, like stage 2, Zelda 3,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
We'll go to the west, we'll continue to the town.
You know, it seems, in my experience, Jen, the game that you need always comes out like right after you've submitted the chapter.
The town is not much better.
It's like always the case.
No. Yep.
There's an irony in using the water to traverse everything in the desert, by the way. That pitch bend up.
Extra work. That's true. That was like my my Cleopatra chapter for the RPG book. I slogged through it in Japanese. I mean katakana, so like, and hiragana. It wasn't like, because it's early gaming, it didn't have like kanji that I had to sift through with my like 1,500 characters total or whatever that I had at the end of 5 years of Japanese study. But I played the whole thing in Japanese because like that was what you do. And then immediately when the final draft got submitted, Will sent me a text like, "Did you see the translation that just got published?" I was like, damn it.
So similarly here, let's start at Lake Hylia and move to the new area Farron Wetlands to the southeast of where you could get to in the original game. We've had enough desert racism. Also, shout out to Arrow for vaguely racist bops, which is a term that's going to be sticking with me, and I hate that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Farron Wetlands is not like without some racism of its own.
No. We're gonna have some racism here.
Credit Sigma. So we're citing our sources here even in chat.
Oh, nice. That
More like
totally
thanks,
sounds
I
like
hate
a
it,
Sigma
yeah.
Beta thing. Yes, 100% believable. Do I need to go? Yeah, this way to do it, right? Yes, let's call it that. Okay.
Thanks, I hate it.
Since I often have LaCroix on stream, and I know I had this a few weeks ago, but the new flavor is pretty good. If y'all like strawberry peach. Julianne can't have it, but everybody else. I mean, I don't know if you can't have it. Like, who knows what they use to essence
Yeah, it could
LaCroix.
be actually like really.
Right.
Like
This is a
essence
Mobley
with
fight
whatever,
zone,
yeah.
so hold on a second.
They put it in the vicinity of a truck that was once carrying peaches. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go, Lionel. Fight everything.
That was a fun little lick.
It's a nice, like, Bastion/Hades adjacent thing that, like, dynamically that cadence arrives when the last stroke comes. I think Breath of the Wild may have done that, too.
I've noticed a lot of games doing, like, really fun...
Sea of Stars
Even, like,
does it now.
Sea
right?
of Stars, yeah, I was just gonna say, obviously they've been doing a lot of that.
Right. Goodbye, Lionel.
A while now. Shout out to the student. So another one of my side quests is coming to office hours, and like, you don't even have to have a question. You can just like hang out with me. And get
Nice. I
credit
would hang
for
out
it.
with you for points. Here's our
And
transition,
honestly,
by the way.
like, pretty much everything that's done that side quest has just been like wanting to talk about games they like, music they like. And they've been really good conversations, but shout out to the student that came specifically because they had been playing Sea of Stars and were as obsessed with it as I was. So the whole session was us being like, I
Nice.
love it. You can come to office hours. They're Thursdays at 7. I do it so that I'm like already kind of in place for stream.
So this is the track for the Farron Wetlands, which is like, if the desert is kind of the worst version of the desert, this is the worst version of the jungle.
Yeah.
Oh
this
boy,
is not
yes it
forest. This is jungle, and that means I don't know what I know.
This is cursed. So maybe we didn't need to expand the map, Ryan.
Oh my god! No! I was like, how can this possibly be also? Like, I just didn't think.
No, the flute is actually, I think, even worse here than like the desert instrument.
Can you compare? Is it comparable? Oh my goodness! Goodness gracious!
I don't have the positionality to tell you which one is more bad.
None of us have any positionality for it.
But it's bad.
This is so bad. What is the race of people? That's okay.
It's the Deku scrubs on totem poles. Totally not bad.
Oh no. This is maybe worse. I don't know. No, again, we don't have the positionality to say shit about shit. But anyway.
Scrubton is fun. Hold on, I'm gonna get my stamp. Oh no, my stamp.
Why so British?
Hold on. Can I not get back
Sometimes.
up there?
We don't
What? A set. Whatever. I'll get the stamp later. Let's go back to Scrubton.
We're ambiently doing enough. No, but like no one's coming out and saying too much. There is some implicit judgment happening.
We really are.
We are doing, yeah. There we go. You asked for it earlier.
Yep.
Oh,
I do have to say, there are a couple negative things about like girl representation in the game as well. Obviously, on the whole, playing a Zelda, a positive, right? Let's be very clear. But Link, particularly compared to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, Link cooks a variety of foods to augment his abilities. Zelda, in what I can only describe as stuck in the 2000s, only makes smoothies. And you can cook like 17 different types of smoothies, but God help you, Zelda will not eat a steak in this game.
Salted Twisty. That's so weird. Wait, what are the other ones? What else do you have in your inventory?
I have
here?
climbing smoothie. I have warm mixed special.
You don't want a smoothie to be warm.
What's a warm mixed special?
And then I have unfortunate smoothie.
Oh, is that like dubious food?
That's dubious food. Yeah. You see the pixelation there.
Nothing tastes as good as Skinny feels. Yeah. I was gonna say though, it's not Princess Peach crying, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not like a PMS joke, right? Like.
Yeah.
I feel like the bar should be higher than that. In any case.
Shout out to Brooke McCorkle's paper at Maximum on Peach and that crying mechanic, among other things.
Here's Zora Cove. While we're clearing out the rest of the possibilities here.
Yeah, what realm are we gonna imply here?
Actually, I feel like the Zora's Domain adjacent stuff is fine compared to the desert and the jungle.
Yeah, it's a lot more neutrally coded.
Right.
Yeah.
And with this one in particular, like there's sort of a thing that Zora music sounds like by this point in Zelda, and because it's referencing that rather than referencing various real-world signifiers.
Yeah.
We end up.
It's like intertextual.
This moment here is the Breath of the Wild Zora theme, right?
Yeah.
So right here we're not referencing a real-world geography. Jordan's absolutely right. We're referencing Zora's Domain as its own trope.
Internal code.
Yeah.
And then if we visit the River Zoras, I think it's a different tune, right?
Mm-hmm. And like a wildly different arrangement.
Yeah. Most of the tunes do not change for interiors versus exteriors within the same geography. Yeah, this is like if the Gorons lived in the river instead of...
Yeah.
And it's a little Goron-y.
It's also a little bit Terrytown adjacent.
Yeah, very Terrytown.
It is Terrytown. But like Terrytown with when you get the Goron there. The trombone is so Goron-coded.
Yeah. But again, there's nothing explicitly wrong with this in the ways that we might be able to articulate wrongness in the desert and jungle themes. Right?
I mean, you know what there is, though, is that there's a kind of gender essentialism thing, because, like, the first big plot thing that happens with the Zora is that you have to, like, negotiate an armistice between the River Zora and the Sea Zora, and there's sort of this big masculine energy River Zora who plays the trombone, and then this, like, big feminine energy Sea Zora who plays the harp.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the horn is showing up here, is because the chief River Zora person is a brass-coated instrument. Jarrell, you might be able to vaguely argue black jazz musician. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole, friend.
I was gonna say, if anything, this is a jazzy trombone, so what are we looking at there? But if there's the chief, oh no. Oof. Oof.
And then a couple more locations here.
Coded? No, it's not, right?
Is what?
Oofta is
Oofta
What's the difference
is Norwegian.
between oof and oofta?
Oof is being hit. Oofta is a Norwegian expression of "oh my gosh, no."
Yeah, but I've heard oof used in that way.
yeah, like, big oof means...
Yeah. But UFFDA, Oofta, is Norwegian.
Yeah.
This is almost lifted wholesale from Breath of the Wild, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hebra,
So opening of a Star Trek vibes with the timbre there, right?
Space is pretty cold.
This one always reads as so cold to me. Like, because I've been trained that this is the ice level sound so much. Shout out to Megan Lavengood. That, like, between this and the Phendrana drifts of Metroid Prime, like, those are the two defining, this is cold now tracks.
If you close your eyes, it can be space because space is cold.
Sure.
Because of the emptiness. Like, again.
Space needs a whole tone scale eventually.
Or just
no total
Lydian.
gravity there.
You can get away with just erased fourth, right?
I think so.
Almost all the whole tones at that point.
And then lastly, we have a couple minutes here.
Like
right
coldness can, as we know, happen a lot of ways, but I think the space in this one, like the emptiness of this one, is what makes it also possibly space.
Yeah. Let's walk
Space
west.
also corresponds with water too. Waltzes. 2001: Space Odyssey.
Yep.
Yeah, Space Odyssey moment.
Mario,
so
both
much
galaxy and
tonight.
water levels. Oh my god, we've really...
It's because I just took over the Journal of Sound and Music and Games. I have to be smart now.
I really like this track.
What the hell are we doing?
Also, yay.
And this piece of music does not sound like much from Zelda to me. But I don't mean that in a derogatory way.
I mean, I feel there's at least some similarities to the Lost Woods music from Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, but it is different. It's a really remarkable one.
Yeah.
I spent a bunch of time just sitting here listening to this one.
The other track, though, this track is not nearly as active as what the reference I'm about to make. I hear some element of the Tarm Ruins from Oracle of Seasons as well.
I don't remember that one well enough to say. I assume you're right.
I don't know.
Brian knows those games really well. We streamed both of them, but like the only one that stuck in my head was Ambi's Palace, which I immediately transcribed.
Yeah,
I like the echoing.
I can hear Stardew in here.
Did you hear Zelda's voice when she jumps now?
Oh yeah, nice. Secret Woods from
There's
Stardew,
a very nice reverberance to the forest space that
echoes, you
code
say.
it as the forest space.
There's an echo?
And unlike almost everywhere else in the game, this location and this location only has an anti-cheat mechanism built into it.
Does it like warp you away like classic Lost Woodsy?
Yeah, get the heck back.
Yes, eventually it'll start telling me no here.
With like those jingle bells.
And hold on. Let's get to a spot where it'll do it here.
I like this track. This is cool. But also the Secret Woods in Stardew is my favorite, so that would make sense.
Yeah, there we
This
go.
this one's more relaxed than the Secret Woods even. It's like pumping the brakes a little more.
Because generally speaking, the rest of the time, if you want to just tool around on the borders of the trees as a quick excuse for getting around places, this game does not care.
Yeah.
As Jordan hinted earlier, kludgy ways of doing things are acceptable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, definitely when I first went into the jungle, rather than navigating through the whole wetlands and fighting the monsters and stuff like that, I just like climbed all the way up over the wall that separates it from the lake on the other side and walked right into the village. Yeah. And it's like, yep, you can do that.
You may notice, except for Swordsman Link at the very end of the loop, or if you fight enough to extend that bar even further, which we don't have time to do at this point because it is 11 o'clock, there's no chiptune references in this one. No ghost walking out of the wall, as it were.
Yeah.
Except, Jordan, when you get to the end of the game...
Of course we can't have that in this game because this is a new game.
Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
About what the final zone does. I don't want to spoil it for you completely here.
I mean, the kind of galaxy brain idea of what's going on in the game, because those like still world segments where like you go into the rift look so much like the glitchy things that you could do in like Grand Theft Auto, where you like go into a closet and go on the jetpack and you end up flying around behind the map. You know, sort of like leftover video game assets turned on their side and you're walking on things.
Yeah.
And the music gets all electronic. It's almost like this game takes place in a haunted copy of A Link to the Past cartridge or something like that. You know? Like,
yes.
So I'm sort of waiting for it to all be a dream, but also all be a game. But I don't know. I don't seriously expect them to do that.
There is a game that turns on that particular point. If anybody is looking for a Zelda experience about a game within a game, go spend the $10 to buy Lena's Inception on PC.
Did you play that one, Jordan? It's so good.
Which is
No.
this unknown game completely, but it was absolutely tremendous to experience. Both the pacifist run and the normally violent
play
run,
it and then like immediately start at like a text thread with us and talk to us about it.
But
because you're gonna love it.
I may actually just be able to beam you the installer for that.
Lena's Inception. Yeah, it's in every like
Lena's Inception,
bundle,
the default run of the game, ends with the main character blowing into a cartridge, and then it resets. Which is fantastic.
You're not supposed to do that.
No, right,
No,
correct.
We all did.
Let's end in here, by the way. Because this should give us our... Oh, no, it doesn't do it here. I thought that it did, and I was wrong.
Did you think it was going to be like a version of the...
Of the church track, yeah.
No joke. I have that in the short list of potential things for Julianne's wedding prelude because there is an organ at my disposal.
Nice.
And I was like, what video game music sounds organ-y?
Well, I have to say, I had been struggling with what to get. I knew what I was getting Karen and Dana for Christmas for a while now. In fact, I just ordered those things because of timing. I had to order now. And I had no idea what I was going to get Julianne for either Christmas or a wedding gift, which me and Addie, of course, are going to provide at some point. And I now know. I just have to make sure that I can get it here. But I'm very excited.
All right. Okay. Yes, recording it. Thank you. Oh my gosh, because I'm sure I'll be like either not there or not be able to like.
Yeah,
really
you usually don't hear your own. Not
for-
everybody is me who gets ready early and then hides in the church to hear the
Before
prelude
we
that
end,
she
I want to
did the
see something. If I
arrangements for.
turn into sword mode and pause, hold on 1 second, everybody.
Usually you're like still getting ready,
Yeah.
etc. But yeah, no, I'm gonna record it
yes.
because
I'm gonna turn up the music to
It's gonna be some
defeat
good
the
stuff.
pause effect. Let's listen to that whole chiptune loop. Because I've not actually done this before. And then we'll end it for the night.
I like how it changes meter too. It's in like 4 instead of 3. I think. I don't know. I'm just tired.
What was that like glitchy at the end of that phrase? Yeah,
Yeah.
What? Why is it finishing phrases like
Yeah,
that?
and I think that was the end of the whole loop. That is all we get. I was expecting a whole
Is that the
chiptune
rift?
verse.
Is the rift making it glitch out on us?
It's very rifty.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that one moment of chiptune we get.
Little commentary.
Huh.
Not only did I make some fun references tonight, I also snuck in a Mambo Number Honk reference because of the bike horn thing. So, check that off the list. We know I relish any opportunity to bring that video up.
All right. This is my first time making the wind-up Tektite. This is very fun. I think we should probably call it there, though. It's 11:05. Jordan, thank you so much for hanging out with us for a couple hours and chatting about
This was super fun.
Great.
Thank you
Come
so much
back
for having me.
anytime.
Literally anytime.
It's always guest choice what we play, so.
Yeah, if you come across something that you want to have a conversation about, you let us know.
Yeah, I definitely will. I mean, the next time they do another Zelda game for sure, or maybe someday I'll play another game, but we'll see.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. All right. We're going to say goodnight to everybody watching on Twitch. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week, but 2 weeks from now is Halloween, and we will not be doing anything. At least
We're gonna trick or treat.
half of us will be flying home from Game Sound Con too tired to do anything.
And then trick or treating.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
All right.
Obvio.
Good night,
Yes.
friends.
Good night.
Good night.